Welcome, friend, to season 2, episode 4. As always this season, if you're joining me via podcast, this episode also has a video version on YouTube, and the link is in the show notes if you'd like to join me that way. I wrote this episode on a plane, and yes, unfortunately, I came back from my trip with COVID. I evaded it for the entire pandemic that I know of, and at least it was after my trip. Anyway, we're recording this fully recovered now, so that's great. Now, Nike has a great motto, and I'd love for us all to adopt it. It's just do it, obviously. We knew that, right? If not, where have you been, and do I even want to know? Okay, so yes, I'd love for us all to adopt it, but realistically, how feasible is that? Spoiler alert, very feasible, and I'm going to walk you through why you aren't just doing the darn thing you want to do most. Humans are so strange, aren't we? I mean, I'm a prime example of that for you. Anyway, but really, sometimes we want something so badly that it scares us, and we do simply nothing. Womp. Helen Keller said that life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. I added at all, not et al, at all. A lot of people take that creative liberty with that quote. But if she, who not only survived but chose to thrive in her life after scarlet fever, left her unfortunately deaf and blind, you most certainly can overcome the trials in your life and make the most of it too. So we're gonna together. Now, there's clearly something stopping you from doing the thing you want to do most because you probably would have just done it by now, if not, right? That needs to be our new motto, actually. Just done it. Because then it would mean we did the things. Let's adopt it, yeah? All right, I need to speed up my script a little bit because we're going a little slow. Okay, maybe a little more? We'll try that. So we need to start first with figuring out what it is you want and then what's been stopping you. And 3, how to move past that. And 4, how to do what we want to do and then do the thing. Then finally, we'll reflect and apply it to the next time we want to do something extraordinary. 6 steps. Sound good? Great. Even if you said no, here we go. Just bringing you pure poetry today. Can't even talk. You're welcome. Okay, step 1, let's figure out what you want. I probably say this on more episodes than not, but it's really important to know what you want before we try and pursue it. If we go to Target and we don't know what we want, we wind up with everything that comes home with us. And is this just a personal problem or same for you too? Yeah. All of us. Okay. But the point is if we don't have something we're aiming for, something we want to achieve, something we want in our lives, how on earth do we get there? And how on earth are we going to achieve that thing? And how is it going to come into our lives if we don't take some steps to reach our destination? But we're going to end up somewhere we didn't expect ourselves or maybe even want to be in if we don't plan where we want to go. Now we've got to slow our script down just a little bit. Yes, life really has fun twists and turns, and we can take some scenic routes, but overall, we should have a path toward our dreams so that we can take the logical and or the scenic route to get there, but by choice. But we do want to eventually arrive and get there eventually. So we have to know where there is, right? Now, we're going to continue on assuming you have that thing you want, and let's picture one thing to start with today and apply it. One thing at Target? No. But if you don't have that one thing, that's okay, and you can pause me now. Just kidding. But you could pause me, and as always, go listen to season 1, episode 1. I walk you through how to figure that out and envision the life of your dreams as the best version of yourself. And you can then come and rejoin me here if you need to do that. But we should start with the thing we want. Okay, can you picture it? Imagine it, feel it. What's it look like to have it, achieve it, enjoy it? What emotions does that bring up for you? Are you going to get it? Yes. The answer is yes for all intents and purposes of the show today. Okay, so we've established what you want, right? You're totally not cheating and didn't bring a thing you want, right? Last call to pause me here and figure it out so we can move forward if you need to. Okay, moving on. I'm watching you. Just kidding. You're watching me. Bizarre. Y'all, I cannot figure out the speed of my script today. So fun. Yes, I use a script. Step 2, congrats. We made it this far. We're going to camp here for a little bit because wow, do we get real creative with our list of things we believe stops us from going after our dreams. All right, friends, what's stopping you from going after that dream? Is it because you're busy? Is it because you've decided that you'll get around to it someday? Is it because you're prioritizing comfort and your comfort zone along with it? Is it because it could cause an unknown outcome? Is it because of judgment from others or because you might lose something? Is it because you're scared? Is it because they're really, really attractive and your words are suddenly not in your native tongue around them because your tongue is totally tied? Am I using a personal example? What? What is getting in the way of the thing you want? Okay, do we have it? This thing you want? Or multiple things maybe. There could be a list of reasons as long as my arm. Really weird phrase, but there could be a list of reasons as long as what I end up with after visiting Target. Running theme today, clearly, but what do we need to tackle? Let's talk through it and tackle it together. Now, there may be many reasons why you're not taking the leap in your Nike Airs. We'll go over the reasons I listed previously, but even if your reason is different, how can you think differently about the reason you're not doing what you want to do? You know what I'm doing, don't you now? Yeah, we're in this together, friends. Step 3, we're still camping on the thing preventing you from going after your dreams fully. Let's start right away with this thought swap. Let's not call it a reason you're not pursuing your dreams. Let's call it the excuse why you're not pursuing your dreams. Let's call it the choice, gasp, you're not pursuing your dreams. Ugh, that one got me personally. Anyone else? Yeah, same. It's your life. It's your choice. It is choose your own adventure time. For the love of all that is good, let's make good choices. Just kidding, but also not kidding. But let's definitely choose to do the things we want to do. We want to do them, so let's choose to do them. Sans reasons not to, excuses not to, and choices not to. If you're not doing something because you've been feeling busy now, imagine what your life will look like in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. If you don't do that thing, will you regret it? Turns out we tend to regret the things we don't do more than the ones that we do, because at least we tried and so we know. How would you feel in 10 years if you never did that thing? Let's stop waiting until someday. Start today. Non rien de rien. Sounded terrible, but Edith Piaf and I have no regrets. But I do regret that now that I'm thinking of an Inception after I brought up that song lyric. Now, what you prioritize, you prize. You prize. Everyone, the script is just, if you want a picture of imperfection, I mean, here we are. Now, what you prioritize, you prize. Prize your dream enough to fit it into your schedule. Make time for what is important to you. Your dream and what you want out of life is allowed to be important to you. Perhaps it's the most important thing. Do you need a minute to clean up your blown mind? Because I sure do. Now that fear of an unknown outcome may be there, the possibilities of it going terribly wrong or the possibility of it going wonderfully, magnificently, magically, life-changingly right are there too. The thing is, we won't know until we try. What if it is magic? What if the outcome is good? Think of the things you've been so glad you did, even if it was hard. If you're afraid of failure, think of the wonderful lessons those failures taught you, or redirections into the things that were successes. Think of the times you tried and succeeded. All positive outcomes, right? Even if they start out totes awk. I recently asked someone about something that didn't produce the outcome I had hoped, but I am so glad I asked instead of endlessly wondering and wasting time wondering if we were on the same page if I needed to start pursuing other books, let's just say. Okay, comfort. Anais Nin once said, and then the time came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And I'm assuming that flower then blossomed. You are the flower, Obvi. What's your favorite flower? Mine are pink peonies, and they take forever to unfold, and that's truly the magic of them. Friends, I just don't have this correct today on pacing, but we're going to just do it anyway. All right. But if you're like a peony with many layers, you're slowly peeling back to enable yourself to blossom. It's so worth its weight in beauty. Once you start doing something new, even if it's uncomfortable, you'll find that it will become familiar and comfortable and within your comfort zone eventually. You expand your comfort zone by doing the thing. Side note, or as Jonathan Van Ness would say, hard right. I read this probably BuzzFeed article recently about things Gen Zers, adore you all, but want millennials to stop saying, and I felt both seen and exposed simultaneously, but I did a thing was one of them, and I agree, but I'm going to keep saying doing the thing because that's Nike for you. Just doing the thing. I did the thing. Sidebar over. But we must get uncomfortable in order for something to become comfortable. Let me repeat for those in the back. We must get uncomfortable in order for something to become comfortable. Everything familiar to us once starts as unfamiliar to us. Serving you hard-earned wisdom today, but clearly not, great script reading. It's fine. All right, let's talk about judgment from others. From the girl who is willing to make a fool of herself on camera here, let me tell you that the only opinion that truly matters is yours when it comes to your dreams. Yes, good friends can give good guidance. Examples of good guidance are, Stella, I don't know if you really should quit your job after 1 week of stress from a big project when the rest of the time you tend to love it. Or, hey, Bob, you probably don't want to dive off that cliff without knowing what's in the water below. Or, hey, Hermione, I recommend addressing the many red flags this gent is waving loud and proud in front of you. Names have been changed for purposes of protection and privacy. But yes, there is good advice we can receive from friends who genuinely have our best interests at heart and care about us. And we should at least consider that advice. But then there's the world and what we perceive they will think of us. Keyword perceive. I have heard a quote that I'm about to butcher entirely, but I'll give you the gist here and we'll drop who quoted it if I can find it. But somebody said that no one who's doing less than you is going to judge you for what you're doing. It may have been Denzel Washington. I don't know. Was it you, Denzel? The internet's unsure. And it looks like it actually goes, you'll never be criticized by someone who is doing more than you. You'll always be criticized by someone doing less. Remember that. People won't put you down for doing more than they're doing, or they're thinking of themselves, or aren't in the right frame of mind if they are. And those in the right frame of mind will look up to the effort you're making, no matter how it turns out, by the way, and will either be proud of you or admire your hard work or use it to, and this is very important, they might use your example to decide that they can pursue their dreams too. That's what this podcast is all about. And that's also the ripple effect we can create by living vicariously through ourselves. And it's beautiful. We show others it's possible for them too. Now let's talk about fear. Courage is not doing something in the absence of fear. It's feeling fear and doing it anyway. An act wouldn't be courageous if there wasn't fear, right? Don't let fear steer. Elizabeth Gilbert in Big Magic, great book, by the way, one of my favorites. I talk about it often. It's on my top shelf in a place of honor. But she talks about fear as coming along on every journey, regardless of what it is with her. But she'll never let it steer or take the driver's seat or even touch the radio. Fear is an indicator that you're on a journey, that you're on a daring adventure. We have to dare to do something in the presence of fear in order for something to be daring. It starts with daring to dream. Then it becomes daring to believe your dreams are more important than your fears, and then daring to pursue your dreams. Elizabeth Gilbert starts her book by sharing something another author, Jack Gilbert, not related to Elizabeth Gilbert, she makes a point to say, had said. She shares this about that. And I'm splicing and adding quotes, but so this, I believe, is the central question upon which all creative living hinges. Do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you? The universe buries strange jewels deep within us and then stands back to see if we can find them. The hunt to uncover these jewels, that's creative living. The courage to go on that hunt in the first place, that's what separates a mundane existence from a more enchanted one. The often surprising results of that hunt, that's what I call big magic. End quote. Wow, let's find the hidden gems within ourselves. Yeah? Now, as for personal examples, I'm sure many of those concepts could be applied. If you're afraid of losing something or someone over it, is keeping that thing really worth being an obstacle to what you really want? Is that person attempting to prevent you from pursuing your dreams? And if they're not willing to come along, are they worth coming around and really the true voice of reason at all? I would call preventing you from living your dreams pretty unreasonable, within reason. For the person who you are so tongue-tied around, how will you know if you can tie your tongue around theirs if you don't try? Terrible play on words, and there are things that I read back that I'm like, I cannot believe I wrote that for this episode. But how will you know if you don't go? If you don't move past this obstacle or obstacles you have in your way? They're obstacles for a reason. They're meant to be removed, worked around, jumped over, done away with so you can do and pursue your dreams. Okay, you can unpitch your tent. We're done camping there and we're going to mobilize. Time to mobilize. You knew this was coming. This is Nike. Step 4, I'm going to give you some helpful strategies to just do it. If you happen to have analysis paralysis and you can't figure out what to do and your dream seems so huge, it's difficult to know where to even begin, you can start by breaking it down and planning to take the first best step. You're writing a novel with your life. Start in the chapter you're at. And for goodness sake, please make the story of your life good. You get to write it. Take on that main character energy and write something exciting and delicious and packed with adventure and love and whimsy. And we do want to plan what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when we're going to do it, and stick with that date and time. Now is even better. So, the next best step. If you're having trouble doing it, even after planning it out, prepare yourself with what you'll need to do it and what you're going to do afterward to celebrate. Make sure all your clothes are laid out for the gym and have a banging playlist ready to motivate you. Go in the sauna afterward. I don't know. I've never actually been in a sauna at a gym, but my friend Joanna loves them. So you do you. But celebrate yourself in those small achievements and wins. Hey, even if you don't succeed, you tried and gave it your all, and that's worth celebration. Keep going, keep doing. An object in motion stays in motion. We just got to get that object in motion. Take the first best step and then take the next best step after that. You'll hear me say that a lot probably if you've listened to other episodes. Keep taking the next best step, but you got to start with one. If you still don't know how to do it, we can use Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. She makes a promise to herself and keeps it by counting down from 5 and does the thing. For example, getting out of bed when you don't feel like it, she'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just does it. She also has a book, unsurprisingly titled The 5-Second Rule. So great. There are also other strategies you can use, like telling people the date you're going to post something. For example, new episodes of this show come out every other Tuesday. So now that it's advertised and out there, I'm going to deliver for you, because also give the people what they want. Glad you're hanging with me. But you can tell people you're going to do something and when to hold yourself accountable. You can pay your friend $100 if you don't do it. Or every time you don't do it, for those of you who are very extreme. Instead of once, every time. Or you can bring a friend along with you to do the thing. Bring your friend to yoga. Have a friend next to you when you send the text. Celebrate with drinks or coffee after you click apply. Whatever it is, utilize your friends. You do the same for them, right? And who knows? You may encourage them and thus get to be there for them when they take their chance and when they succeed. They could talk about you in their achievement award speech, Grammys, Emmys. I'm out of awards. Whatever the outcome, let's build each other up. Choose your specifics of how you're going to get that thing done, and let's do it. So time, place, date, all of that. Which leads me to my favorite step, step number 5. Technically, this is actually the first step, but now that we're here, consider the thing stopping you from going after your dreams and decide that your dream is more important. Then step 5 is do the thing. Just take the next best step. Nike, just do it. Take the first best step. And that hereby concludes section 5. Section 6. No, I'm serious. That was it for step 5. Just do it. No more. Step 6, reflect. You took the first step, so what's the next best step from here? We want to reflect on how it went taking that first step so you can continue along that path or pivot and redirect your efforts toward your dream on the path to achieving it, and plan and take the next best step. A word of caution, don't get stuck in the planning stage, though it's tempting to spin our wheels. Again, Nike, just do it. If it didn't go well, think about why and what you'd improve next time. Cool, you've learned. Students for life. If it didn't go well, amazing. Keep going. The first step worked. Oh, that was supposed to be if it did go well, amazing, keep going, but it's okay. The first step worked. Carry on. If absolutely nothing happened, cool, keep going. There's a theme and the answer is always going to be keep going. All right, to recap, here's the steps to just doing it. Step 1, figure out what you want. Step 2, figure out what's stopping you from going after what you want. Step 3, decide how you're going to get past what's been stopping you. Step 4, plan to do the thing. Step 5, do the thing, Nike. Step 6, reflect on how it went and repeat any steps necessary to help you achieve your dream. Now, to truly recap, if there was just one step to take, let it be step 5. Just do it. Imagine what it'd be like to have done it. Let those emotions really sink in and imagine experiencing the joy of having achieved your dreams, or in this case, one specific dream. And to look at it today, imagine how it would feel to have taken just that first step toward achieving your dreams. That's huge. One small step for you, one big step for your dreams. Just do it. I'll be rooting for you along the way. And hey, what step are you going to take this week to achieve a dream that you have? You're worth it. I'll let you work it. All right, go and make me proud. And most importantly, go and make yourself proud. I can't wait to see the beginning and manifestation of the things you achieve. See you next time on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for dealing with my sporadic moments today and always. All right, bye.
Say hi. Oh, you're so good. You want to go play with your toy now? Yeah. You like Nike? Playing with my shoes, yes, you do.